You walk into two hangars on the same quiet airfield. On one side, a $3 million jet sits with the calm confidence of a tool built to work. Compact, purposeful, nothing excessive. The door is close to the ground. The cabin feels personal, almost intimate. This is private aviation at its most honest. A machine designed to move you efficiently through space. Then you cross the floor. The second hangar holds a $50 million aircraft, and the atmosphere changes before you even step inside. The space feels engineered to be silent. The scale feels intentional. The entrance is framed like architecture, not transportation. Inside, the cabin does not feel small or personal. It feels designed around distance itself. Both are private jets, but only one of them feels like it was built to disappear from your awareness once you're inside. The price difference between a $3 million jet and a $50 million jet is not about comfort alone. It is about how much uncertainty the aircraft is engineered to absorb on your behalf. At the lower end, you are buying a precise tool. The $3 million jet is built to move one or two people quickly across regional distances with minimal friction. It is efficient, direct, and honest about its limits. You plan your routes. You think about range. You accept the rhythm of fuel stops and weather windows. At the higher end, you are buying a platform. The $50 million jet is engineered with margins of range, margins of redundancy, margins of silence, margins of flexibility. It absorbs complexity so the passenger does not have to. Long distances fade into single journeys. Time zones become background details. Schedules bend without breaking. The gap in price is not about luxury finishes. It is about how much of the world the aircraft quietly removes from your mental workload. Step inside the $3 million jet, and the cabin feels personal. Not in a luxurious sense, but in a human one. The space is close enough that every movement feels intentional. You are aware of the aircraft around you, the hum of systems, the proximity of the cockpit, the rhythm of flight. Conversations happen naturally because there is nowhere for sound to disappear. You are not insulated from the machine. You are sharing space with it. This is private travel in its most direct form. Practical, efficient, quietly empowering. The $50 million jet tells a different story the moment you enter. The cabin is not just larger, it is composed. Spaces are separated by purpose. Silence exists where work happens. Privacy exists where rest happens. Movement feels slower, softer, almost guided by the architecture of the interior itself. This is where luxury in aviation reveals its true function. It is not about materials or finishes. It is about spatial design that reduces friction. The environment carries the mental load so the passenger does not have to. Performance is not experienced as speed. It is experienced as how large your world feels. With a $3 million jet, regional geography collapses. Journeys that once meant hours on highways become short, intentional flights. Meetings in neighboring cities feel local again. Time returns to you in small practical increments, but the shape of your world still has edges. Routes require thought. Distance requires planning. The aircraft expands your freedom within a defined radius. The $50 million jet redraws the map entirely. Distance begins to lose its emotional weight. Continents feel less like barriers and more like background. The journey itself becomes a single, continuous decision instead of a sequence of logistical steps. You no longer think in legs or fuel windows. You think in destinations. This is not about flying faster. It is about how much of the world feels reachable without negotiation. One jet bends geography around your region. The other bends geography around your life. That difference quietly reshapes what feels possible and how spontaneously you are able to move through the world. The difference between these two jets is not just financial, it is structural. The $3 million jet belongs to people who value control over schedule more than spectacle. Regional founders, operators, and private owners who move frequently within a defined world. For them, the aircraft is a tool, a way to reclaim hours, avoid friction, and stay close to the ground realities of their work. The jet fits into their life. It does not reorganize it. The $50 million jet exists for a different type of complexity. Lives that operate across borders, time zones, and layers of responsibility. Where privacy is not preference, but necessity. Where security, discretion, and continuity of work matter as much as speed. This is where the myth of indulgence breaks down. The flagship jet is not just a luxury object. It is infrastructure designed to support a life that has already outgrown simple movement. The price of a $50 million jet does not end at the purchase. It quietly multiplies into a system. Ownership at this level creates gravity, more people, more planning, more coordination behind every flight. The aircraft becomes part of an ecosystem. Crews, maintenance cycles, hangars, security protocols, scheduling layers. The jet no longer moves alone. It carries a small organization with it. Luxury at scale is never lightweight. The $3 million jet lives differently. Its ownership feels closer to the machine itself. Fewer layers, fewer hands, fewer decisions between intention and departure. The logistics exist, but they do not dominate the experience. The aircraft remains personal. You still feel the directness of control. This is the quiet trade-off behind insane luxury. The higher you climb, the more capability you gain, but the more infrastructure you must carry with you. At some point, the jet stops feeling like an object. It starts behaving like a system you have to manage. The deepest difference between these two jets is not measured in range, space, or silence. It is measured in how they shape your relationship with time. The $3 million jet gives you control over your schedule. You still think in departures and arrivals. You still plan around movement. The aircraft fits into your life as a powerful tool, one that gives you flexibility but still asks for your attention. The $50 million jet changes something quieter. It insulates you from scheduling itself. Travel fades into the background of your day instead of interrupting it. Long distances become transitions rather than events. The journey no longer defines the rhythm of your work or your rest. It simply happens around you. This is where the comparison stops being about aviation. One jet helps you move through time more efficiently. The other reshapes how time moves around you. And that shift, more than any luxury finish, is what truly separates these two worlds. Back in those two hangars, the contrast now feels clearer. The $3 million jet was never about entry into luxury. It was about entry into control, the ability to move through your world with fewer interruptions. The $50 million jet was never just about extravagance. It was about mastering complexity, turning distance, logistics, and time into background details rather than daily constraints. Private aviation is not one category of excess. It is a spectrum of tools built for different relationships with movement. One aircraft gives you freedom within a defined world. The other reshapes the world around your freedom. The difference is not insane because of price. It is profound because of perspective. And once you see private jets this way, they stop looking like symbols of wealth and start revealing what they really are: instruments for shaping how a life moves through space and time.